All right, here's theorem 3-12, triangle exterior angle theorem. So we're not going to prove this one officially, but we'll kind of talk through it and justify it logically. So it says the measure of each exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum of the measure of its two remote interior angles. Okay, so we have an exterior angle here. Remember, that's where we extend one of the sides and we create an angle between that extension and another side, and so that's an exterior angle, right? And then the remote angles are the non-adjacent angles to that exterior angle, right? So we have one adjacent angle here, and then these are the remote angles. Okay, so so what the triangle exterior angle theorem says that is that the exterior angle equals the two remote angles, equals the sum of the remote angles, I should say, right? So if I add up these two angles, I'll get this angle. And that makes sense, right? Because what do we know? Let's call this angle 4. We know that angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4, right? Let me put the measures there just to be official. We know that that equals 180, right? So if I know that 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 180, and I know that angle 1 plus 4 equals 180, because those are a linear pair, right? So we don't have a theorem that says all this exactly, but we could easily do the subtraction property and say 180 minus angle 4 is equal to both these values, right? So therefore these values must be equal to one another. All right, so that's kind of the informal proof, the logical reasoning behind the triangle exterior angle theorem. Okay. All right, now let's use these to calculate measures. So this is the fun part, and why we have these theorems and why we prove these. So here we're trying to find the measure of angle 1, right? So angle 1 is an exterior angle, and so we can just say, well, that angle is equal to the sum of the remote angles inside, right? So we can just do measure of angle 1 equals, and this is just mental math, you don't have to show this work, 80 plus 18, so we get 98 degrees. So there's our answer. Okay, pretty easy. Now another way you could do it is you could find this angle by subtracting 180 minus those two, right? And then you could do 180 minus that and get back to angle 1. But you can see how that'd be redundant, right? And so this is a lot more efficient way to do that now that we know the remote or the triangle exterior angle theorem. All right, so now what is the measure of angle 2? So now we are trying to find the measure of angle 2. So it's a little different here. So we know that these two add up to the exterior angle, right? We know the two remote angles add up to the exterior angle. So what we could do is we could say, okay, well, I know 2 plus 59 equals 124, right? So you could do some algebra here, right? And then we would subtract 59 from both sides. And once again, if you just, subtract, if you're like, okay, I know these two add up to this, that means that 2 equals 124 minus 59, right? So one way or another, we're going to subtract 59 from 124, and that'll give us angle 2, right? And so 124 minus 59 is 65 degrees.